Ride Rockit is going to be scrapped.
Destroyed, pulled down, looped into scrap metal, twisted and turned till there's nothing left. Bye-bye, Ride Rockit. Game over. Let's get into this vlog.
This iconic coaster is due to be scrapped soon. There's no official date on that yet, but get your last rides in because it's not going to be here for long. Unfortunately, you just won't get this iconic view anymore walking into studios. And can you imagine walking in here without that view? Because I can't. Ride Rockit will always hold a special place in my heart because it used to be my favourite coaster in the world. But that was a long time ago now. That was the first time I come to Florida, and to see this on the skyline, obviously with the Universal Globe, and also all of those soundtracks that you could use back in the day as well that they haven't got now. There's only 5 soundtracks left on this coaster because obviously they don't want to pay out for the licenses because the ride's going to be scrapped, isn't it? But yeah, back in the day you used to go on this, it used to be nice and smooth, you used to have the soundtracks and you could pick whatever song you wanted to put on there, couldn't you? But now it's one of the songs on there is ABBA and the rest aren't very good. I mean, there's a dance soundtrack on there as well, but apart from that, not much going on Ride Rockit, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm going to get into studios now and give you a closer look.
I don't think it's a good idea. I absolutely love the ride. It's customisable, you know, it's a favourite as well. It's been in for so long. I don't think it's a good idea to get rid of it. You should keep it. Keep the favourites.
Before we get more into this vlog, I'm going to give you a little bit of footage of this iconic entrance just over here. Going to take you for a little look around here now because obviously this area is not going to be here for too long, is it? You've got different locker sections around here where you would leave all of your personal belongings just like you do at any Universal ride. Just over here, look, locker pay station. Obviously it's free to put in there, but if you did want to wait a little bit more, then obviously you need to pay for that, don't you? Just like with any of the Universal stores. Now just over here you got the photo and video centre. Now when you do come off the ride, which is just over there, you just come over here, touch to start, and these, you can tell these are getting very dated and tired and they haven't updated them for obvious reasons. And you get to scroll along obviously your photo just over here and then select your photo and then pay for it. But yeah, you've got the photo pickup just over here as well. Show you a little look inside there. And this is the view you get from the back side. You can see the coaster going up. You don't usually get this view, do you? Unless you come over here. You can see that outer turn just over there. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to take your phone on board, which you well know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly take you up here around the exit and show you the station quickly just before it goes. You're going to miss this iconic view here going all the way up to the top, looking out to Universal Studios. Absolute classic. What are your thoughts on this coaster leaving the park? Are you going to miss it? Let me know. Now you're probably thinking, why is this ride closing? Well, lots of reasons really. The ride just isn't smooth anymore. It's not as enjoyable to ride. It's very rickety, it's jolty, and there's been a lot of complaints by a lot of people saying it's too rough. Obviously, with the inclusion of the likes of Velocicoaster over islands, people compare it to that, don't they? And in my opinion, it needs to go now. It used to be my favourite coaster in the world, and that's crazy in itself because a lot of people don't like this coaster. But like I said, this used to be my favourite, and unfortunately I've had lots of rides on here and it's just not enjoyable anymore. Thought I'd put a bit of station footage for you just over there. Now obviously you're on there and you select your soundtrack. Unfortunately there's only 5 soundtracks on there now. There used to be so many, didn't they? What was your favourite soundtrack? Mine was Daft Punk, Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger. I used to love that one on there. It's probably the Rude Sandstorm now, because that's the only dance song on there.
Ride was awesome.
No, yeah, I loved it. Oh, he loved it. What do other people think?
Love the ride.
Now, I've asked lots of people today whether they think it's a good coaster or anything, and everyone's saying the same thing, that they love the coaster and obviously they don't want it to be removed, which I find a little bit shocking, because obviously it's turned very rough now, and there's been lots of complaints by lots of people, and that is why it's being removed. So it's one of those. Are they just saying that they love the coaster? I'm not too sure. Be interesting to know your thoughts. Drop me a comment. I'm going to go outside now and show you some more shots just out there. Now, Studios is one of those parks you can just walk around without going on many of the rides. Lots of people here have already said that they haven't ever been on Ride Rockit either. They're not a fan of coasters, which is understandable really. This park you can just walk around, take in the environment. Obviously there's lots of dark rides here, isn't there? You don't need to go on the coasters.
I don't like it, it shakes my head.
Well, I have to agree with her now. Definitely does shake your head. Well, there we go. There's people's thoughts on Ride Rockit. It might be the last time that I see this coaster. What a classic it really is. It's iconic for Universal Studios, isn't it? And unfortunately, I probably won't see it again. Now, the question for me is, what's going to be put here in its place? It's a massive plot of land. Can you imagine something like Sheikra, but with onboard audio here? Obviously, Ride Rockit's had onboard audio, so put a Sheikra style dive machine in here and it'll look great. Obviously on the skyline, for me, that would work really well in studios. Let's call it Rip Dive Rocket. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section. Good name for me. It's just a case of when this coaster is going to be closing, isn't it? Because your guess is as good as mine. Nothing official has been announced yet, but we all know it's going. And that is all for me today. I'm going to head back in the studios. I'm going to get on the mummy now. If you enjoyed this Ride Rockit vlog, let me know in the comments. Are you going to miss this coaster? Was it one of your favourites, or did it cause headbanging? Now, for me, like I said, this used to be my favourite coaster a long time ago when it first opened at the park. It used to be my favourite. Lots of soundtracks on there and I really enjoyed it. Always put a smile on my face. When you come into studios, you'd see it on the skyline and you'd think, yeah, I want to get on that coaster. Now though, unfortunately, lots of the tracks have been removed because obviously it's leaving the park. But obviously you can get over that, but lots of headbanging on there, it gives you headaches. If you have multiple rides on there, you will end up with a headache. There's no getting away with that at all anymore, unfortunately. I mean, you could just ride it and ride it back in the day. You can't anymore. Soundtracks, music, that's the Orlando heat for you. Give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment and hit that subscribe. It's free to do. And as always, I'll see you in the next theme parks and attractions video. Well, I just waved you goodbye, but there's always a different ending to my vlog. Got the nice banana split here, 3 scoops of ice cream, got the fudge sauce on there, the cherries, the hundreds and thousands, and look at my view just out there. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Don't split Ride Rockit. Well, it's going to be split anyway, it's gone, isn't it? So see you later.